Yo, what the hell is a flippant? Welcome back to the Flippant podcast. I am your host, Flippant. I know it's been a minute. But I was on my purpose. Oh, let me stop. I was doing college work and taking my wife out to drink. Speaking of wives, don't mess with them. That's what today's video is going to be mostly about. In this world, women are untouchable. They're untouchable not because of how the government and law sees them, and I mean it's that way too, but they're untouchable because of how men view them. There was a video where Tupac was saying that, every time a man ends up in the morgue, or every time he ends up in a hospital, or every time he ends up in jail or incarcerated, it's because of there was a woman. He used a lot more descriptive language, but, you pretty much catch my drift, all right? What he's saying there is the way men behave towards other men whenever, his woman or his wife or his girlfriend slights him, they take it out on the other man because they feel like they can't do anything to the woman, or they feel like that their women could do no wrong. All right, and that's a wrong way to look at it. And later on in this video, I'm going to tell you the right way to look at it. Before we go further, I want to let you know that, rest in peace, Takeoff. He didn't deserve to go out like that. He didn't deserve to get deleted like that. And also to Kyrie Irving out there, man, you share a link on something, then, your whole career is just down the toilet. I don't know the full details on that, but maybe we'll do a video on that later. But back to it, here's why I tell you not to mess with, married women. And even though it could be easy and, you might not get the opportunity again and, they're hot or they're just hot enough for the night and you see them out at a bar, here's why you don't mess with them. Because that woman has somebody that is emotionally attached to her. And who knows what can happen whenever, those emotionally attached feelings get hurt. I've always thought of it like, man, I'm listening to this woman talk about how terrible her husband is, and I know she's going to give me the cheeks later on, but, I don't stop to think of what that man would do if he actually found out. The way she's talking about this man, it makes him seem like he's weak. This woman had put your life at jeopardy because this man, you'll be like, oh, he likes to hunt. He's got a bunch of guns. He's a big dude. He's swole. And she's talking to you about him like he's a teddy bear. And you're like, man, I could take this dude. That's the wrong mentality to have. In fact, a lot of married women want to get caught because they understand that they're untouchable. Nothing's going to happen to them. But they're going to get the satisfaction of breaking their husband's heart whenever he finds out, and she's going to make sure he finds out. And afterwards, she's going to tell him exactly where she met you. In fact, he might even look at the phone and find out your name, where you work, because you're kicking with this woman, and you told her a bunch of things about yourself that you probably shouldn't have. Because you thought you were king dingling. You thought you were better than this woman's husband. You thought. You're not. You're just a pawn in her game. Do not mess with married women because now you got to deal with their husband. And on the flip side of that, let's say you do get caught with your pants down, but you came over to that man's house packing, so you go pack his wife. He walks into his own house and he catches you. What are you going to do? You going to drop him? You're in the wrong here, son. I mean, you could do everything you can to protect yourself, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you murked this dude because you were, giving his wife the peg D. Now, that's not right either. And if you have any friends around you, any respectable friends around you, they're not going to be your friend anymore. All right, because you're known for crossing those lines, and now men don't want to be friends with you, and they definitely don't want you around their kids, their wife. They don't want you around. All right, it's some sleazy shit that's gonna end up going south really quickly. I never understood it. All right, Now, if I'm at a line here and you go out just to get just to find married women and do crazy things to them, and that's your thing, you're a scumbag in my book. There are some men out there that legitimately don't know, or they refuse to read between the lines. Because normally my dad told me whenever I was young, he said, "Hey son, if it's too easy, there's something wrong with it. You don't want nothing to do with that, if it's too easy." And I've always looked at it like that. A woman ends up in my inbox, I'm like, I didn't say hi to you first. There's got to be something wrong with it. There's got to be. I want to carry this on to a modern woman talking point. All right, whenever you're out here with these modern women, because you have your whole sexual liberation out here, and women could have that one woman that you're about to take down for the night, and give her the peg D and make her call you daddy. Like she could have somebody emotionally attached to her too. Now I know. You would get an audience to say it's not her fault. Well, do you understand? Okay, I'll tell you a story. I was at a friend's house, all right, and we were all drinking, and this woman shows up. She's mid-30s, and she's got a kid, and she's talking to this dude. Been talking to him for a good minute now. He's got 3 or 4 kids, 3 kids, maybe 4. I don't know. He's got 5 kids, and next she gets a phone call. And so she's outside, and I heard that she's talking to this dude that loves her. It didn't get to tag it or anything like that. They've never been in a relationship. But whenever I walk out to listen to this conversation, the first thing she said over the phone to him was, "You can't talk to me anymore. Like, I'm with somebody." And then right as she was about to hang up, she goes, "I still love you." All right. So now she's playing this game to have this man emotionally attached to her. All right. Even in that situation, you have no idea what that man is going to do. All right. You have no idea. And that's just dealing with a modern woman. She's not married. All right. She's not married. She was married. She's not married anymore. That is dealing with just a modern woman who has somebody who is attached. If I was to tell you to go, find a woman that don't have men that are attached to her, that would be like finding a needle in a haystack. Because, you got a woman out here who's single, who claims, she's not with anybody. And, she's got this man that she does the horizontal tango with from time to time, got him emotionally attached. Got this other guy across town that, he's emotionally attached. They might not have done the horizontal tango, but she's whispering sweet nothings and hits him up late at night and has a guy come over and, drain her pipes, her actual pipe, because he ain't draining his pipe in her. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so now you got all these men surrounding this modern woman with all types of emotional attachments. And you don't know, because you're the sucker. You're walking into this, you take her out on a date. You have no idea that the fry cook at McDonald's has an emotional attachment to this woman. Get a little bit of fried grease dumped on you in your lap. You might end up in a fight over. And what you're doing is you're defending yourself, but you're still getting in a fight over some slot C, some sugar walls. You're getting into a fight over it. You have no idea why. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard because, like I said, women are untouchable. That guy is not going to attack her because he loves her, but he don't know you, and he sees you out with her, and all he sees is red. So he thinks, just eliminate the problem, and the problem is you, unsuspecting dumbass, sitting there at McDonald's on your first date with this woman. I'm not saying that you're in the wrong for this one. What I'm saying is that there's some red flags that you should have seen before taking this woman out. And I'm going to do the unfair thing and tell you, don't deal with women like that. Then you might ask, yo, Flippant, man, what? If that's how most women are out here, then where do I find a really good one? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Because I don't know either. Times were different back whenever I was dating. I was out there in Southern California, and it was very easy to go out with women that were sevens, a Cali seven, which is really good for me because y'all have seen my face before. I'm ugly. It was really easy, just to ask a woman out on a date and be kind of cheesy. I mean, I did get rejected for the most part, but I was able to find somebody, for those lonely Saturday nights, right? And up until now, it's like you literally have to go and you got to go do the creep stuff, which I don't find it to be creepy, but you'll be labeled as such, so you're fully warned. You got to go down to the community college and you got to dig one out. You know what I'm saying? Find one that's a virgin, that's head in the books and doesn't, because the alternative is your life is at risk. All right. Your life is at risk, and it's not because men are inherently bad or anything like that. It's because she could possibly lie to you and put you in a situation. You walk into this woman's house, and next thing you know, you do the horizontal tango, and you splooge all over the place, and you're laid back in the bed because you're not expecting nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're not expecting a man to walk into the house, and next thing you know, you hear the front door open. You ask her, "Yo, were you expecting somebody?" And she was like, "Oh no, that's my husband. You got to leave." That woman set you up. She was trying to hurt her husband's heart, which she did. And not only did it hurt his heart, but that little bullet wound through your dome piece, that hurts a little bit too, for a little bit. Then you go into the light. Protect yourself out here. Protect yourself. And I don't mean protect yourself by feeding into what women want you to do, which is to fight over her. Because, look, we're not fighting over nobody. Look, the only person I'm fighting over is my daughter. I'll tell you that much right now. And I tell my wife regularly, you ain't putting me in a position where I gotta fight. I'm gonna walk away. Now, here's how I know that men aren't inherently aggressive towards women, is because my wife has never put me in that position. She doesn't mouth off to anybody, and in return, men inherently respect our relationship. Whenever they see us out together, there might be some grease balls out there, but whenever we're together, it's more of a respect thing. After we get to learn each other's names, we have a few drinks and stuff like that. Then the jokes go flying, just like how normal adults do. But I've never had one of my friends or any guy outside of my house want to put hands on my wife, and I have never had to fight because of her. All right. I found a woman who respected those boundaries because, I told her, it was like, hey, look, here's what it is. I ain't fighting over you, because Tupac said it. Every time a man ends up in the hospital, ends up in the morgue, or ends up in jail, it's over some sugar walls. Ain't that some shit? I'm telling you. So don't get involved. And if you do know that she's married, hey, look, man, just walk away. You're going to talk to her in the bar, and next her husband's going to come find her, or there's going to be some kind of, here's another one. I just keep on, the punches keep on rolling in. Here's another one. What if there's a private investigator? Because, this man's trying to, he's trying to divorce his wife, but he knows that, she's cheating. So he hires a private investigator. And next thing you know, the private investigator is taking pics of you and her sitting at the bar, you and her getting into your car, you finger popping her in your car. And then, all that gets spread out to the judge. Your name, your address, what you do, your bosses get involved. You know what I'm saying? And you were just a man just there. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you had no idea. You had no idea. Doesn't matter. This man can sue you for lost wages. I heard about a case where, this dude's wife was cheating, and afterwards he fell into this Great Depression where he lost his job and everything, and so he was able to sue the person that his wife was cheating on him with for his lost wages. And I think the man ended up coming out with I want to say it was $1 million over 5 years or something like that. I had to look it up. But, I remember seeing this thing, and I was like, wow. It was like, well, how was the woman getting punished? Look, long story short, the woman didn't get punished. All right? She didn't get punished. That just goes to show you you can't, you have to watch yourself out here with these modern women, with these wives out here, that are untouchables, because ain't nobody gonna hit a woman. I'll tell you that much. And to the person who does, I might need you in my in my corner, from time to time, because I won't do it. But if you do it and you like it, shoot, run a fade on the woman who deserves it. I'm just messing around, kind of, sorta. But yeah, with that being said, look, protect yourself. All right, protect yourself out here, because you got, like, these women are out here running wild, just saying any old thing that they want to you and doing any old thing that they want. Not really respecting your life. They're using you as pawns in their little, love romantic novel they want to call their lives. Like, don't do that. Look, relationships aren't romantic. Well, you have sex, but relationships aren't romantic for very long. They become a duty, especially if you get married. And don't let a woman tell you, every time you're supposed to be. Let me stop. I'm getting off topic here. Moral of the story is you're better off keeping it to yourself or going down to the junior college and finding that virgin. You're going to be out there stalking it like a hawk, because look, your life is important to me. All right. Men, your lives. Every time I see a man out there who, gets his life ended and there was a woman involved, it was like, yeah, that's what happens. Flippant tried to warn you. That is exactly what happens. All right, if you've got nothing for me, I've got nothing for you, and I'll see you in the next one.